Alright, folks. So, I am back. After finishing my stream, I decided to do a couple more runs to try and see if I could get some other weapons. And I was talking about it in the other video prior to this. I was trying to see if I can get the sword, the twin sword, the spear, and the axe. Because there's a level 50 version of the blue light weapon. So basically, again, it's the sword. It's the blade of blue light, sword of blue light, daggers of blue light, bow of blue light, axe of blue light, spear of blue light, wand of blue light, and staff of blue light. This is the staff right here, if I'm not mistaken. So it turns out there are 3 different versions of the blue light weapon. And I found out the second form is called, what is it? Fortune of the Frozen. And so I was running the event, right? I got a new recipe and I went over here and I was like, I thought it was just a duplicate, so I was just gonna save it and maybe sell it later. Because I just found out turns out these web recipes are bizarreable. So bam, that's something I want to look into. But here's the kicker. So there turns out to be 3 versions. So there's a level 50 version, right? Then there's a level 125 version, right? See the difference between them? Kind of subtle, right? It's no light. Then this one's lighting up and there's like rocks floating around it, right? Then there's another 125 and your weapon just becomes invisible. Okay? Stats even change if you notice, right? So here's the stats on the level 50 recipe. You get plus 10 ice, plus 10 mountain. Then if you're level over level 100, you get another 10% ice, another 10% mountain. Plus you get the damage buff, for however much, if you have the element you have, plus that potentially for capping, right? So that's the default one. That's level 51. So you get 10 ice, 10 mountain, plus another 10 ice, 10 mountain. Right? Then there's the second the second portion of the frozen. This one has potentially, if you're level 130, you can get potentially 70 mountain, 70 ice, right? So if you're level 130 and you're wearing this weapon, you get 40 ice, 40 mountain at default, and then another 30 ice, another mountain, 30 mountain, right? Plus you get minus 10 cooldown. Okay. Now here's the other 125. Again, weapon's virtually invisible at this point. This weapon gets you plus 60 ice, plus 60 mountain, plus 200 physical attack, plus 200 magic. Plus 200 physical. And what's the other one? Plus 200. Crap, I don't really want to. Well, then you get a 40% element, or 40% chance of basically to break cap with this weapon. This is ridiculous, and you only have to make this version to build either one of these 2 versions. The recipe is the same. The material is the same, no matter which one of these you build. So virtually you could have 3 of them. And I'm trying to think, do I have it in me to go get, oh my god, double mats? I don't know if I have it in me, but this would be sick. Now here's the other thing, right? I already have this in the bow, in the second version. And I didn't even realize it until just now, when I found out that there was a 3rd recipe. Sorry, that's the wrong way. Here it is. And then, no, sorry, that's the bow. That's the staff. Where's the bow? So the bow you can see, right? But the staff you can't, and the Odachi you can't. can't really see it. So I got a lot of grinding ahead of me. But that's sick. The fact that I have the harder versions of these to stronger version, I would say. So man, can you imagine this with blistering ice wave and then vaulted boulder blade on it? Oh, if I had that as a sublime too, this weapon would be nasty. Even though ice is not as a super negative for Odachi. However, this I guess would counteract that and then give me damage. So, look for that in the horizon. Again, signing off. Remember, as always, stay salty.